This is the 25th anniversary of the USDGC. It's one of the longest standing tournaments.
It's always gone down as one of the biggest stages we see at any of the events.
The grounds are beautiful. The quality of the course has always been phenomenal. It just has a really special feeling. It's always at the end of the year. Even if it's not a major for the women, it just means something special to win this tournament.
So we've seen Eveliina in podium spots and top 5 spots for a really long time. Eveliina is comfortable with being in the top. The nerves do get the best of her on the green, but again, she has dialed that in greatly. Seeing her and Henna execute on the green so much this week, I think it's anybody that could take this one.
Ella has been playing well all year. She's consistently scoring at the highest level. I mean, she shot a 10 down in round 2 to get where she is. She has her drives, backhand and forehand, I think pretty locked down. She's just gonna have to have a really well-rounded game and have all aspects on point.
If Henna can just show up on the putting green, her game plan is so solid and she's so comfortable throwing her specific discs and her specific angles that there's no stopping her. Nobody's very surprised that Kristin shot a flaming hot round and moved up 5 spots to be in first place.
Kristin has won, it feels like, everything that is important and prestigious to win, and this would just be another feather in her cap.
Now, her being the favorite, her being the most consistent player.
And it feels like Kristin Tattar might win this tournament unless someone else can do something special.
Hello and welcome to the Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championships presented by Innova. It is the final round. We're out here on Sunday Championship Day. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we're the two hotkeys.
Honk.
All right, it's it. We did it. We're here. Kind of a chilly day. Kristin Tattar shooting 10 down bogey-free yesterday to get into a tie with Eveliina at the top, but really tight scores. Anyone's game out here. This is a tough course. A lot can happen. There's a ton of birdies out there. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, there's lots of wind today, too. A chilly Sunday. We woke up and I think the early tee times started out with a 44-degree day.
It was nice.
Yeah, it took a few holes for everything to warm up. And let's see what happens with our lead card as well. Kristin Tattar, first place in birdie rate. 4th place in park percentage, getting 20% of the holes and 21% of her Circle 2 putts going in this weekend. That's good enough to get you in a tie for first.
Eveliina, first in fairway, hits 91%. That's bananas. She's parking 26% of the holes. First place there. Also first place landing in Circle 2 in regulation, giving herself a lot of chances. She shot 5 down yesterday.
Ella Hansen, 2nd place in park percentage, a quarter of the holes she is parking. It's unbelievable. 3rd place, Circle 2 in regulation. 2nd place in scramble, getting 50% of the holes where she's going out of bounds.
And rounding out our card, Henna Blomroos, 2nd in Circle 2 in regulation, parking 22% of the holes, scrambling 40% of the time. She shot a 3 down, but her and Eveliina both had such a hot round in round 1. I think we're going to see some really exciting stuff today. Hole 1 is a par 3, 283 feet, double mandatory. If you miss, there is a drop zone that's not the easiest to save par from. You can go putter or mid, stability, just whatever you're comfortable with. We've seen Kristin Tattar go forehand every single time we've seen her.
Seeing off first, the winner of the 2023 PDGA Champions Cup, the 2023 European Open Champion, the 2023 Women's United States Champion, and 2-time and current Women's World Champion from Parnu, Finland. Please welcome Kristin Tattar.
Big shout out to Andy, our announcer. This is his 25th year and final year of announcing the USDGC and Throw Pink events. Big thanks for all his work.
He's literally been there for it all.
For it all.
Start to finish.
Finland, please welcome Eveliina Salonen.
Kristin comes up short on the log, which is, what, Circle 2 edge maybe?
Yep, just outside.
Wow.
The
What a
date-
dime.
Wow. And she did the exact same thing yesterday.
With her Tour Series disc every day.
2018 and 2020 United States Disc Golf Champion camera operator from Seattle, Washington. Please welcome Ella Hansen.
That's my favorite intro that I've heard, for sure. Camera operator. Ella going C line MD1 here. Oof. She made it.
Thankfully, she does have that backup plan for career.
Yeah, might need it after that shot.
Women's European Disc Golf Champion from Roma, Finland. Please welcome Henna Blomroos.
Henna with a champion rock 3 here. Nice and straight, just a little low. No way. No way.
Oh my God.
What the heck? That was sick.
That looked like it was in 100 times.
I thought I was going to hit the log for sure. Wow.
Skips early?
Yeah. Come on. That's crazy.
Wow.
It does catch some metal.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite flight, follow flight ever, I
Yeah,
think.
I think so. Ella lays up to the edge of the bullseye for a par. Do you think Kristin's 10 down is more impressive than some of the others just because it was bogey free? That's so hard to do out here.
Ooh. I don't know. That's a good question.
I believe, the 11 down we saw had, I think, one
A single bogey.
bogey, which is still like obviously
crazy.
sick, but bogey free so hard out here is my main point. Very impressive.
Yeah, especially with any sort of wind at all, which there were windy conditions. Yeah, I think bogey free is almost. I think it's just as important. So combo the two, yes. Eveliina with the birdie on hole 1, one of only 8 competitors to get it.
And to take the lead immediately, which is pretty cool. Henna also getting the birdie. I bet we see a handful of lead changes today with how
Yeah.
tight the scores are.
This is so exciting. Hole 2, for our first par 4, 542 feet. This uphill tee shot is very important. Placement makes the second shot much more difficult or easier depending on where you land. I like being a little bit more left. Allows you to throw a little bit more of a backhand hyzer angle towards the basket here. With this one big guardian tree, there's OB all the way down the right and left hand side that pinches as you get closer to the green. There's also a Mando about halfway down that comes into play on that second shot.
Wow.
Huge.
That's so crazy that that's a destroyer. I think that's so much turn that Eveliina is putting on that disc. Star Destroyer. Also a Star Destroyer from Henna. Just
Also-
kidding, it's a Roadrunner.
Oh, I was about to
no,
say-
no, it is. It's
Oh,
a destroyer.
okay. I was like, that's also looking so
Gotcha.
flicky. Yeah, you did get me.
Kristin with an Orbit Grace. This is going to end up in a little bit better spot. Ella with her C-line CD1. We saw this yesterday. Taking a little bit off, not throwing a distance driver, just trying to do placement. She should be in a decent spot to attack. I think she's far enough where the low ceiling won't be a huge deal, but yeah, I was going to say it tends to be a forehand from that side. She's mostly got to be careful after making the mandatory that she doesn't fade too far to the right with that OB string line pulled pretty far off the fence. She's going to get caught up early, but in bounds.
This is where you have to make a decision whether to go short of the tree and land around the edge of circle or go right of the tree towards that OB and park the hole.
Yeah, Kristin chooses the short side, leaves herself a little bit of a putt. Great shot, though. Eveliina following suit here, going a little bit deep. It's going to be about 42 feet for a birdie.
Wow, more people birdied this hole than hole 1. That just surprises me so much.
It's cool. I don't know. There's the nerves on hole 1, and it was freezing.
It was freezing.
Ella with a long look outside circle 2. Good bid. Oh, man. Strong looking putt there from Henna. Going to come up short on her birdie bid.
Eveliina giving it lots of air with no regard to that OB line deep. But thankfully, it checks up. She'll have an easy par. Kristin,
Yes.
to tie it back up at the top.
Wow. So clean. Pretty cool feeling to get a stroke on the card. Everyone else just cleaning up their pars here.
Yeah, 20% of the field getting hole 1, 25 getting hole 2. Really nice scoring spread on this par 4. And again, we have a tie at the top, Kristin and Eveliina. Just 3 strokes ahead of Ella Hansen, 4 above Henna Blomroos.
Hole 3 downhill tee shot. It's a par 5, 841 feet. We're going to see most of these ladies go past this OB circle on the right. There is out of bounds on the left you have to be careful of. Second shot, you want to land in this ditch, ideally on the left side. Make the mandatory, usually with a forehand, perhaps a little bit of a skip down into this green, and get yourself a putt. Lots of trouble, but if you stay in bounds and have good placement, it's a pretty simple birdie. But it's easy to find trouble. We've seen Kristin come up short and left. She's laying up. She's not going across, although maybe today she is.
And we kind of discussed yesterday.
No, she's still out of bounds. This hole has her number a little bit. I mean, she can still save par from there and has been doing well to do so on this hole.
Yeah, we kind of discussed yesterday because she kept coming up short. If maybe she would commit to it. She does, but just a little bit too left.
Eveliina annihilates this thing.
It's so frustrating to have one hole that you haven't quite dialed in, and then you have to enter competition and just kind of roll with it.
Wow, huge shot from Eveliina with a Star Destroyer there.
Henna pushing really far straight, not messing with that OB line to the left. I love this. It's a very safe play. It does make the second shot a little tricky.
Yeah, we've seen her throw some pretty sharply angled Anheuser sound into that ditch. She did it really well yesterday.
Ella rocking the UDISC hat. Love that. Thank you, UDISC, for all the cool stats and the best app ever.
Ella did this yesterday too. She's pulling over this Horizon Cloudbreaker. It's honestly not a bad break.
Not at all. That was a really nice kick.
I mean, Ella scrambled so well from that side yesterday, but this is a much easier shot than we saw yesterday.
Oh yeah, her scramble shot was unbelievable.
It was insane.
Yesterday.
Mm-hmm. This is the trouble with the backhand on this shot. There's some trees and stuff over there. She gets good distance, but she's just to the right of the mandatory tree with probably no way to get much of a look. Maybe a deep circle 2 look. Kristin, hopefully an easy par save. She did get great distance. Watch her birdie it anyway. That'd be nuts. That's such a good shot. Across the ditch in 2 is fantastic.
This played as the second easiest hole of the day with 35% of the field birdieing.
There you go, Evan.
A handful of those circle 2 putts as well. This green is difficult to access, but there is a wide open area to putt from circle 2 if you can get all the way down there.
I like the play to just get across the ditch like Eveliina. I mean, she adds some distance by going to the left, but leaves a nice straight approach shot. That's great too.
This hole, it just has the most bizarre angles ever, but
Yeah.
I love it.
Like this.
It's such a cool hole.
Yeah, I also really like it. I think it was a really good change last year.
Ella doesn't quite get the angle to get the roller to stand up, but it's really hard to play with that there. That OB on the straight side on the road can come into play so fast.
Plus the ground has kind of like some leaves and mulch and things like that. Henna lays up her third perfectly with that backhand and hyzer shot. Just beautiful. That looks like Eveliina's Tour Series Glow Halo Star AVR 3. I had to remember all the words and the number. It was hard. She's really good with
that
it.
You're getting hit them all in a row and in order.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go buy Eveliina's Tour Series disc. Kristin with a nice little chip up as well to the green. She's a little deep. She's going to have some branches in her way.
Ella. Wow. Great shot. I thought it was maybe a little bit sawed off, but she gets up and over those branches and has a putt coming back at it. Kristin for a par save.
Solid.
Mm-hmm.
Ella going to walk away with par as well on hole 3. Even though it is a birdieable hole and it is one of the easier holes on the course statistically, you still feel okay walking away with a par.
Yeah, you really have to get every shot just right to get the birdie. Henna and Eveliina, some nice tap-in birdies there. Eveliina once again going to take a stroke on Kristin.
Another lead change. And Henna tying it up with Ella in third place.
I want to be known for winning a lot of tournaments. You know, hopefully I get to a point where I can be dominant in an era with so many people coming up in the game. So hard to stay consistent at the top. That's kind of my goal, is to set the new standard for this generation.
Hole for the gauntlet, 250 feet. Look at the trees all the way down the left-hand, right-hand side. Gets more narrow as you go closer to the basket as well. You just don't want to err early right. Late right can be a little tricky as well. Ideally, you just pipe it all the way down the middle. If not, you would love to get a little tree kick out to the left past the Mando. It gives you a wide open approach to the green for an easy par save.
Eveliina, so close to being perfect, getting knocked around a little bit. Landing, 48 feet, we'll just pretend is the right distance for a birdie look. Oof. Okay.
Oh, all right. Some action.
Some stuff.
But it gets way down there.
Yeah, it's a little tricky over there, even from that close with those branches. This hole also kind of has Kristin's number.
Yeah.
You don't see her consistently mess up very often, so it's interesting that these two holes are the ones that get her.
I feel like sidearm is such a strange play here because it does kind of set you up for having more of a right kick, and it's worse over there.
I mean, this flex sidearm is good if that's what she's going for.
Yeah.
Ella hitting that same tree.
And it's so tough to save par from here. You're just looking at the same gap, but with a worse stance.
Ella actually opting to go all the way around it.
Smart.
Yeah, it leaves herself a little bit of a putt, but I like that play.
Kristin doesn't have as open of a line here.
Yeah, tricky.
She opts to go up the gut. Wow.
Cool.
She must have had a nice little gap. Or she's just highly skilled.
Yeah, probably that one.
Or both.
Let's just continue to judge her mistakes, though, even though she's won everything.
Henna looks like she's maybe trying to go over the branches.
Yeah, looks like a little, wow.
Oh, okay.
Way over. Cool.
I love that play. Really throws it on a perfect angle as well. It lands nice and flat, doesn't go far past the basket.
The perfect pan. Eveliina from distance. It's a good run. Ella missing her par save attempt. Gonna be one up on the round.
Only 8 competitors got this birdie. We won't see anyone on our lead card get it today. It's kind of just the story of hole 4. You can never bank on getting this one. We did watch Paige Shoe on our card get it all the way to the green.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Really cool.
And that's a great par save. All right, hole 5 now in the sun, much warmer.
Yep, it warms up significantly even just on this walk.
Yeah, it's funny just watching people chase the sun all day.
Yeah. Did the wind kind of pick up a little bit on this hole as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit more open and the water always makes it feel worse. Hole 5, par 5, 794. You want to get across that ditch we just passed on the first, backhand or forehand, both viable options. Second shot, you want to lay up before that mandatory pole. Not a mandatory for us, it's for MPO, but if you're short of it, you can go across the water, attack for birdie. We have seen someone go across into Eliezer in round 2, which was nuts, but you don't typically see that. You can go around the corner and just play for par. I guess birdie is possible. We're seeing Henna attempt to do that, and she keeps getting very close going around the corner for birdie, but it takes huge distance on both your first 2 shots to do that.
And it really just feels so risky to go huge distance on this first shot. The angle is so particular, and the line that you have to hit is so tight. Even though it just looks like a huge shot, actually plays a lot more narrow than it feels.
Especially on the backhand. It doesn't feel quite as scary to go big on the forehand.
I love this play. That's more towards the water than we've seen her throw the rest of the week. I think that's such a cool play, but it is very scary.
She's going champion roadrunner too, so it's really easy to turn that into a roller if you're not careful.
I feel like we've seen less players this year have that issue. We used to see a lot of accidental cut rollers, even if they were far down the fairway. But this year, everyone's kind of like figuring out the disc angles, and we also just did not have too bad of wind on this tee pad this year.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, you could feel it, but I think largely on the second shot. And everyone getting across that ditch, which is the mark of a really solid tee shot.
This played as the second most difficult hole, and this tee shot is one of the reasons why. It definitely sets the tone for the rest of the hole.
Ooh, I think it's good, but it's a little scary.
So good.
Yeah,
That's
so
about
good.
as good as it gets.
And a little scary.
And very scary.
Yeah, it's really smart that she took some pace off of it and laid up short of those bushes. It leaves the next shot much more open. Eveliina kind of shorting that one. She's short and right. She can still go across, but it's a lot longer of a shot than Ella's going to have. You think Kristin's trying to go around the corner?
It sure looks that way. Although
hard to tell.
she has been throwing that sidearm on the second shot.
That's true. Henna trying to get that around the corner birdie. Let's see it. This is just in the air forever. What a huge shot.
Is she far enough?
To attack for it, yeah, sure. It's not an easy shot by any means, but it's doable.
Might be a little blind. Evelina's third, going across the water. And I love to see her attacking the green here. She's not doing anything safe.
No, this is so dangerous.
Oh, man.
She's close for a par, though.
A very easy par.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as you cross up there, it doesn't feel too terrible. Ella in the perfect spot. She's going slow speed, gives it some nice height.
Probably about 280 from the basket from there.
Oh, gorgeous.
Wow,
There we
bullseye
go.
hit. She's one of only 2 people to find the bullseye for birdie.
I believe this is the first time we've seen Kristin go around. She's going high spike hyzer above the branches, giving our camera guys a run for their money. Just inside circle 2, most likely a layup for par from there.
It's not a shot that you see a lot of people super comfortable with. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Henna, I think probably either able to see the basket or very close. And great distance, but a little bit too much hyzer. Henna's going to skip OB and have to try to save par from the water's edge.
Well, only 2 competitors parked the hole, and only 2 competitors even got to circle 1.
Wow. Henna caging that par save attempt. Eveliina makes good on hers.
And par was great today. Half the field parred. 43% of the field got a bogey or worse. There were only 2 birdies today. Ella Hansen, one of them we get to watch, and Nally Ryan with the other one.
Yeah, it's a great feeling birdie.
It's so weird to see that few though of birdies on this hole. I feel like that's the least we've seen all week.
Mm-hmm. Ella gonna take a 2-stroke swing over Henna there. On Hanley 3 down through 6. That's a great start.
The Florida hole, the beach hole. A low linear shot that only needs to carry 282 feet, but it's very precise because all those rocks on the right side are out of bounds. You can't really swing a hyzer because of the guardian tree on the right. You can't come in too fast and overstable either because it's very easy to error early and find yourself in the water. You got to come in low, linear, and with just the right amount of fade.
Or you go to a drop zone, which is easy to hit if you're geese, but hard for everyone else.
Honk to that.
Matt and I both got it today. I'm just going to give us a shout out. It's the only good thing I did all day.
We both got drop zones.
Eveliina, oh, come on, sit.
Oh,
so
my
close to
goodness.
perfection there. This looks pretty solid.
Coming in fast. But
Yeah.
thankfully the sand is very forgiving.
That's perfect. First verdict from Kristin. Oh, wait. Nope, that's the wrong hole. Grand Glory, that's what she's been throwing.
Oh, I love the stair play.
Okay. I've never seen anyone land on the stairs.
Me neither.
But you love it.
I do love it.
Mm-hmm. Ella catching those branches dropping short. Just going to lay up for par.
Eveliina from this kind of scary drop zone. She's not trying anything too crazy, just laying it up as well and going to concede the bogey.
Henna from the stair for birdie. Yeah. Great bounce back.
A 2-stroke swing here. We're going to flip-flop who's on top again. This hole is so crazy. About a third went birdie, third par, and a third went single bogey. No
I love
doubles.
that.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
Such weird scoring separation. And after hole 6, Kristin's going to take the solo lead by a stroke.
Oh, and Holland now tied with Henna. She's 4 down through 7. Hole 7, you're teeing from a stage. Got a bunch of people watching you from the Zuko Lounge. Going through this triple mandatory, it's 284 feet to the pin. It's probably 230, 240 to the mandatory. If you miss, there are 2 very punishing drop zones. Very few makes from there. Throw what you like. There's a huge variety.
This plate is the 4th most difficult hole of the day, and I just love the USDGC dance of what hole's going to play the hardest every day. Kristin barely missing the Mando right and creeping over that Mando line by only a couple feet. She will be forced to take it from one of the 2 drop zones.
Henna's been going star AVRX3 and landing just inside. Oh, the bamboo.
Wow.
Dang.
That got a weird, late flip.
Yeah, it just kind of held that turn. Henna also missing the mandatory. I was going to say, she's been landing a little short and safe, but she really sent that one. Ella trying to flip up this C-line MD3. She's going to be safe. Probably just a little step out sidearm from there. Maybe a knee hyzer putt.
Yeah, maybe a wide straddle. Eveliina with an opportunity here.
Yep, that's a missed mandatory as well.
Wow. 3 out of 4 lead card competitors.
Yeah, surprising. This is, such a difficult putt. I was going to say, we've seen Kristin make it. More women definitely choosing the hyzer putt than the Anheuser on the other side.
The Anheuser putt is towards the out of bounds line just behind the basket. It does come up very quickly, so it's understandable for everyone to pick this line. Only 5 people birdied it today.
Let's see if Ella can do it. She's got the straddle. Probably just over 50 feet away. Good effort.
And 40% of the field with a bogey or worse on this one, so... Yeah, this one made everyone work today.
Yeah, Ella taking a stroke on her card mates just with a par. Still not a ton of separation. Holland still tied with Ella in 3rd.
Hole 8, 697 feet. Most people are going to take the hyzer route and land somewhere in this area. There is a straight gap as well, but these ladies that can throw super far, that OB on the left-hand side comes into play if you take that straight gap and hyzer out. Your second shot is typically going over that out of bounds or just to the right on the hillside. Your third shot is a little forehand to the green unless you threw it far enough and maybe you have a long jump putt. We saw Paige Shue with an eagle look today. And we have seen some eagle looks on our lead cards over the past few tournament rounds.
This looks like a nice hyzer line from Ella. Plenty of distance. Gets past that stump. Gonna be a little bit on the left side, but that's not a bad thing.
She maybe won't be able to attack as far as she would like, but it will set up for a great hyzer into the landing zone.
Yeah, I think the backhand's really good over there.
Kristin going for that... Maybe going for the middle route. I can't quite tell if that was intentional.
I want to say it wasn't.
Yeah.
But
bit of a misfire.
Yeah, we've seen her go around every other day, and usually if you take that middle line, you're throwing turnover. She's going to be... That's OB, right? Not
Yep.
hazard. Yeah, the right side hazards, the left side's OB. Here's the more traditional turnover line. Henna catching the last tree, but getting a fortunate kick and landing in a great spot. That was a champion beast from Henna. Eveliina with a destroyer going the same line, turning it a lot. It's fine.
Yeah, flirting with the OB line on the right, just past that tree, but it checks up. She'll have a very straightforward forehand here, but
A little more distance than you'd like to throw on this second shot, but she's got it for days,
oh
folks.
yeah, she is good for it.
Really great shot. We've seen Eveliina on the third shot get caught up on the corner, I believe the last 2 days in a row.
Kristin forced to throw a very strange flex angle. She gets tangled up in the trees and unfortunately,
no.
yeah, filters into the OB.
I wonder if that's a rethrow. Well, like moved. She's going to move up just a little bit.
Yep. That bubble of OB on the left-hand side, she crossed early and then carried over that all the way, but didn't quite cross on the other side.
Henna showing us a really common I don't even want to call it a mistake. It's just more common to stay on the right side because it's at least safe versus the left side OB. It's going to be a really tight sidearm. I'd be really surprised if she can get a backhand to the pin from there.
Ella with a picture perfect second shot, right up the gut, dead center.
Kristin, really tight sidearm angle here. Ties ring out a little early. She's past all the trees though, and it's open over there.
Yep, she makes the Mando, and after that, you're fine as long as you're low of that wall. Henna kind of early releases this sidearm. She's going to be tangled up on the corner and have some work left to do.
Ella's third. Almost a jump putt. It is a jump putt.
Wow.
Wow. I'd call that an eagle look.
Definitely. And that was such a smart play, not going too aggressively at it. The bush just past the green can sometimes give you no look at putting.
Ooh, love that too from Henna. Little soft run for her birdie. Eveliina pretty close for her birdie after a bogey last 2 holes.
Kristin with a very strange lie. She gives
The
it
whole
a soft
hole
bit.
has been strange for her. Mm-hmm. And a double. It's going to be a big lead change there. 3-stroke swing. Really great birdies from Eveliina and Ella Hansen, everybody.
In the meantime, we're going to take a peek at the chase card. Let's watch someone throw really far.
Yeah, Holland 4 down going into this hole. Oh, wow. And this is a par 4, so she's putting that one for eagle.
Wow, she made that look so easy.
Oh, fire. That's to go bogey-free 6 down on the front 9.
Wow, 362
On a pure hyzer.
on a pure hyzer.
Yeah, typically most women go the the Anheuser route. Ella Hansen powered by bagels.
And that chase card preview is going to show us how Holland Hanley got up into that solo second place spot. Wow.
Wow. Christmas tree hole. We just saw Holland take the hyzer line to go for eagle. We'll see several of these ladies attack. Kristin has been laying up because it's a very easy birdie. It's played as the easiest hole pretty much every day. If you don't go for it, you just lay up to the right side, pitch across, easy birdie. If you land out of bounds, you go to a drop zone on the corner, which is a very savable par.
It was nice. There was no significant wind on this hole today. Nothing you were really worried about. So these players that do go for the green for their eagle were able to fully attack with whatever angle they feel most comfortable.
Wow. Great shot from Ella. She's going to be in circle 2. Putting at an elevated pin, but should be an easy birdie if nothing else. Ooh.
Wow.
Very close to that Christmas tree.
Love this low linear route, but unfortunately,
low.
yeah, not enough to get there. It's going to be a par at best. That drop zone does not really give you the opportunity to birdie.
Door cracked open. I wanted Eveliina to land there because I was curious if... Kristin isn't someone who's just going to go across and change her game plan just because of one bad hole or what Eveliina's doing, but I was a little curious.
Yeah.
I think
because she can fully reach this.
Mm-hmm. But it's just such a simple birdie.
I don't know.
That is a faster speed disc than she's been throwing.
Going for it.
Okay. Dang.
Wow.
A little low. Coming up just maybe 2 feet short. The drama.
Yeah. It's rare to see decision changes like this, too, for the game plan. Eveliina and Kristin now both going to have to shoot from this drop zone about 180 feet away.
I am surprised that she didn't just go for birdie after Eveliina was short, but, you know, she's got all the titles, so. Some solid layups from the drop zone here.
Maybe it's hard to resist a 2-stroke swing.
Yeah, I bet. Ella for eagle.
Smooth little bid at the basket, coming up short.
Henna quite a bit closer. She's inside the circle for her eagle look. Comes up just short.
Thankfully, it does check up before the OB line. And a very solid putt for par.
Yeah, 1 over, though, for Kristin on the front. Eveliina with a good save as well. She's 1 under.
And this front 9 gave our lead card trouble yesterday as well. We're just not seeing as much green.
Yeah, but we saw some really hot scores on the back, particularly Ella's back 9 was really solid.
Looks like we're going to do one more chase card check-in. Holland Hanley 6 down on the back, and at this point, she's in solo second place.
Carrying OB on the 10th. And just parking this hole as well. 331 feet, about 300 of it over OB, and that's just the simplest birdie to move to 7 down.
Our hot round so far of the tournament is 11 down, and she is just setting herself up for potentially meeting that. Wow.
Tied for first with Eveliina with that one.
Wow. So through 9 holes, we have yet another lead change.
Crazy.
With Holland Hanley from the chase card.
Yeah, no one saw that coming. Happened fast.
No, it sure did. Everyone else kind of on our lead card holding on to those top 5 positions. Missy Gannon 3 down, Alexis Mandujano 4 down, and look at Silva Saarinen 7 down through 11, making some movement up that leaderboard as well. Not quite as many people under par today. It was so cold.
Especially for a Florida goose.
Yeah. Florida goose is ready to migrate south. We have 9 more holes left, and I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but this is very exciting.
Come join us on the back. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker for your 2 hot geese.